There's strong analogies to the culture that we were talking about earlier about businesses and hiring specific types of people. And so the vibe in Fredericksburg, when people have an identity that's clear and that they're proud of, I mean, I think increasingly the more people get out and become together, it's going to have more of an identity, just like New York has a clear identity of just intensity. And so that's what brings people together. If Fredericksburg feels right to you, then you'll be able to share that with other people, and that'll just inspire other people who are misfits in New York City, for example, to find this place and then to come here and to bring with it all the things that they bring.
Right. Right. And, you know, as far as expansion, I mean, we're going to get some significant expansion pretty soon with the Amazon headquarters coming up soon. How do you guys feel like that's going to affect the Fredericksburg area as far as business, livelihood, and I mean, even with transportation, you know, well, what do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I will share that increased profits drive competitors. So what I mean is with Amazon coming into the area, then we also expect that support systems and contractors affiliated with Amazon will always also come into the area. Amazon's going to Crystal City. What we found in the early real estate 2000s is that when price points reached a certain level in Northern Virginia, folks were interested in providing a certain standard for their families, and that pushed families farther down the 95 corridor into our area. People often say, I'm going to DC, I'm moving to DC, but very rarely do they actually end up living in DC proper. They are often on one side of the bridge or on the other side of the bridge. Right. In many cases, I found that it was the Virginia side of the bridge, and depending on their income, farther down the 95 corridor. So I expect not only the Amazon folks, but the supporting businesses that will come with Amazon will cause a population increase in our area. That's what the real estate experts are telling us. And I think that can be a good thing. But I also think that as a region, we have to think of the impact of transportation, housing permits, resale homes, the support system for our schools to be able to welcome these newcomers with the same warmth that Fredericksburg has shown over the last decade or two.
So I also serve on the Virginia Economic Development Partnership, which is largely responsible for bringing Amazon to Virginia. And one of the things that we note frequently is that there are a lot of businesses that are really interested in coming to Virginia. We may have, you know, the infrastructure relative to transportation in certain places. We may have plenty of office space. We have all these things, but sometimes they don't have the workforce. And some of the training does not require a college degree, but just by partnering with the high schools, you can train those students to be prepared for that. And we just need to be more proactive in training the workforce here. And I know there's a lot of conversation about workforce development in this community, but and at the college levels. But I think more and more you can see more of that taking place at the high school and even middle schools.